Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing all right. I can't complain. Tired, but I feel like I'm going to be tired for the next few weeks with this stuff. Nice warm day, um, 46 degrees according to my car. Um, you guys don't usually get to see this part of my road. You get to see here a lot, but not so much the rest of it. Let's see. Uh, I think it's too early in the morning. I'm back to using Rumble. Um, I really need to get used to this because of the price of the other stuff. A lot of traffic coming this way today. But yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I thought I thought I was a little more awake than what I am. I'm kind of in the. You guys are getting all right. Um, it's supposed to be a pretty good day weather-wise today. Always a good day when it gets to be a little closer to the weekend. Speaking of the weekend, I have a live show Saturday night. Good morning, Leaffoot. Live show Saturday night with Paranormal Girls, 7:35 Saturday p.m. After I work all day. um, I'll be chatting with Paranormal Girls and talking about all things paranormal and try to get to know them a little bit, find out some of their favorite cases and such. Um, but with that being said, um, paranormal and our modern day electronics, can they manipulate them? Can they interact with them as much as we think they can? That's why, as ghost hunting, we have all these neat little gadgets. You know, we also do the simple stuff like cat toys, simple things like just regular kids' toys and rubber balls and such. Good morning, good morning, Jonathan from Crossover Paranormal. If you get a chance, pop over to his page and check him out, guys. Never disappoints. But can they interact with stuff as much as we believe and hope they can when we're on a case? Now, what brought this up was very interesting thing happened to me overnight, believe it or not. And so I wasn't even ghost hunting or anything. I was trying to sleep. And so that gave me the topic of the conversation today. It's middle of the night. About I looked at the clock. I think it's, if I remember correctly, said 12:43 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, if that makes a difference. And I'm asleep, and all of a sudden I start hearing talking. I'm takes a minute to realize that I'm hearing talking next to my head. I'm like, well, by my head. And I start thinking to myself, well, wait a second. And this is in a matter of a few seconds. This ain't long drawn out. And I think, well, what the heck would be talking by my head as I'm waking up? And I realize that's my phone. And I'm like, did I answer a phone call, And then not realize it, just kind of fall asleep talking to somebody or something. And so I picked up the phone, and no, that's not the case. What it was is I've been listening to audiobooks here and there. And one of the books that I've been listening to lately is Stephen King's It, the whole Pennywise clown and all that. That was just playing in the background for some unknown reason. And I hadn't listened to that like 3 or 4 days. It's not like I was listening to it earlier in the day. It just decided to start playing it. Now, waking up to listening to Pennywise It is quite a odd feeling because, that is supposed to be a scary story, horror story by Stephen King. And I have no explanation why it would do that. Never had my phone done that before. I'm not saying it's paranormal. I'm saying that it's interesting. It kind of gets you a little on edge at that time in the morning when something like that happens. You know, um, definitely woke me up. That's for sure. And but it made me wonder, about can spirits manipulate things like that to one, get our attention, two, to maybe there was something that just said, hey, look at this, I listen to this. Three, maybe you want to annoy me because now I gotta rewind the audiobook to see, to go back to the part I was at. I don't know how long I was playing for. Quick minute, 5 minutes. Gosh darn it. Something dead in the road and hit it with my car. Hopefully it's not a porcupine. I've had enough wheels in my tires. Yeah, where was I? Oh, yeah, so now I'm sure it was going on for a minute or two because I kind of have vaguely remember the voice of the narrator was in my dream to some degree, though I don't remember what the dream was about. Um, it was just a weird experience. Um, hopefully, it doesn't do that a lot because my alarms are on my phone. I really don't want to have to shut off my phone just because of that. That'd be annoying. But or when we're out on investigations with our equipment, we start talking about the more fancier stuff like the laser grids that we have, the REM pods, and all that kind of stuff that we think we're getting interactions from. Are the spirits truly able to interact with those, or are they just the way things are and we're misinterpreting things? And what about, we always see those classic horror stories where spirits turn on your TV and such, or your radios. Radios ain't modern day. Um, those been around forever, of course. But what about that kind of stuff? You know, we're sitting, well, I can't say if you're sitting watching TV, maybe they change channels, turn up the volume on you or something. Because nowadays, a lot of people have like Alexa or Google where they just speak out loud and it changes channels or up the volume on it or whatnot. Go to your favorite shows just by voice command. And our TVs, even though they're not marketed as having a mic, nowadays they just put them in standard feature anyways, even if it's not set up to have microphones. So maybe the spirits learn to yell at the TVs and change them and such. Those are all possibilities, I think. Wow, I just got all kinds of messages. um, Good morning, Lisa. Thank you for jumping in and joining us and saying hi to everybody. But how freaked out would you be if your TV and such started changing on you? Well, like I said before, with that phone call from, it's been a couple of years now, but dead of the night, I get a strange phone call from some weird, creepy sounding older lady, or sounded older, that was claiming to be my grandmother and kept asking why I haven't come to visit her in so long and such. And now I'm getting goosebumps because every time I think about that, it gives me goosebumps. But at that point of that phone call, both my grandmothers have been dead for over 20 years. I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to visit you right now, Grandma. So was that a spirit using technology to reach out to me, or was that somebody pranking me, or some poor woman got the wrong number and just begging their grandchild to come see them, which is sad, and if that's the case. Um, the phone call today, what about the time when I believe my car got, for lack of better words, possessed? The stereo system. We had to have our spiritual advisor say prayers over it because we couldn't get it to. It just, we were having issues with the radio turning on by itself and going loud and changing stations and such. And when we took it to a mechanic to figure out the issue, about 15, 20 minutes later, they call us up saying that the car was done. Come get it. We get there. They said we can't figure out what the trouble is and don't bring it back here. It's like, oh, okay. We tried to ask why or whatever, and they just said, just don't bring it back here. We don't want to deal with it. Oh, well, okay. You say a spirit came to me? Oh, with my grandmother. Um, that was, hopefully it was a spirit trying to mess with me, because if that's the case, then you're talking about my grandmother, because I would hate for her to be that alone. Um, or maybe just missed me. I do believe that spirits can reach out to us. Um, I do. This is a story that I haven't told very many people. A few years back, and I won't say who I believe it was, but a few years back, I was deathly sick, and I do mean deathly sick. I probably would not have made it through the night. I had COVID and double pneumonia all in one, and I had been in bed for a couple weeks, and at that point, I really didn't care. And I mean, it was in the middle of winter. I was so hot, I had my bedroom windows wide open, and I do mean fully open. I still wasn't. Late at night, and been sick for weeks, hadn't ate, hadn't done much of anything, just was barely existing. And I'm laying there, and all of a sudden, I vaguely remember hearing somebody say, "Get up, take a bath, get up, get in the bath, get up." You know, maybe not as clear, but that's the impressions I was getting. And I could have sworn I heard a voice telling me that. And, I didn't do it. I kept thinking to myself, I don't want to do that. I don't want to. And I just kept getting the feeling that I need to do this and you need to get in the bath. So I figured, well, maybe I could break the fever that way. So I got the water started. I got in the tub, and it was such a shock to my system that I passed out on the spot. I remember saying I needed to shut the water off because something wasn't right. And I don't even think I got to that point. And the shock of the temperature change, I passed right out. Well, luckily other people were in the house. Luckily I didn't drown. But I came to. I knocked on the bathroom wall hard and loud enough, I guess, because I couldn't scream. I felt too weak to scream, and got help and went to the hospital that night. They said, "Yeah, you probably wouldn't have made it through the night if you didn't come in." So I do believe spirits can get a hold of us like that. Try to, they could help us. You know what I mean? That's a story I haven't really told very many people. I just told the world. So that wasn't even through technology. That was just here we are. It was a voice I recognized, though, from somebody that passed away. Here's the fun part. Yeah, I haven't thought about that in a while. But anyways, I don't know how you guys feel about spirits and ghosts manipulating electronics and such. Do you think it's possible? Do you think that they could make their presence known? Like, do you think that a spirit came and used my phone to wake me up last night? with the audiobook the Pennywise, the dancing clown? Or do you think that's just some weird coincidence? Because I do have spirits that visit my house from time to time. I don't think they're there all the time, to be honest with you. I think they just come in once in a while. And I don't know if they're there just to say hi or just to kind of passing through or what, but um, maybe they were bored and want to listen to an audiobook. I don't know. Woke me up though, darn it. I need all the beauty sleep I could get. Speaking of beauty sleep, I need the coffee now. I need to stop and get some coffee. I got a free cup coming to me today where I get coffee at. I every fifth cup is free. So I make sure I get a cup. Looks like the chat might be delayed. Um, which is crazy if it's delayed. I'm gonna have to go back to the other way if that's the case. Um, yeah, it's possible. Um, it's possible that my grandmother wanted to reach out. Then again, it could have been like a great grandmother or something too. We forget that a lot of times we call great grandparents and such grandma. We don't. A lot of times people don't say, "Hey, great grandma," because it wasn't a voice that I recognized. So could have been down the line, right? That's another thing. Your ancestors, how far back, you know, fifth, sixth generations come visit us, right? My my house is a portal. Um, maybe. I really don't know how to tell I if my house is a portal or not, but I don't think they're there all the time. I think they come in and visit. Sorry if the chat is still reloading up and catching up with everybody, but I gotta get myself some coffee. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for riding with me today. I really appreciate it. There won't be no outro video because, well, I'm on Rumble today, so sorry about that. I could act it out, right? Well, hey, thanks for stopping by today. I hope you had a good time. Y'all come back now. As or y'all get off my porch. Yeah, I'm no leaf, but anyways, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for stopping in. Sorry if the chat's a little slow. That's something I'm gonna have to work on. Um, Thank you, Lisa, for your input on everything. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. And as always, stay spooky, my friends.